Did you have breakfast this morning? I hear a no, so for that I will say, no matter the rest of what the talking, I will say that my main message is breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It is so good for you. It wakes up your body to an amazing day. Will you have a breakfast tomorrow? Yes. Okay. As my problem is not to speak in public, but rather to stop to speak in public, I must confess that your 18 minutes totally panicked me. I feel it would take me 2 weeks to tell you the amazing story of Kora. So I decide, rather than that, to give you a full meal. I have only a little, 18 minutes is a little blueberry in my fruit cup. So I decide that since I don't have time, I will rather give you a recipe. And as I came and I saw all about success, recipe for success, we are appropriate. So, and forgive my English, I'm in an English neighborhood, everybody speaks English, and I speak like a Spanish cow, like somebody, when they laugh at me, that's what they say. Okay, this is the recipe for a great breakfast. This is the recipe of success of the Kora brand. This is the recipe that made us, in a rather short time, become the biggest breakfast chain in the country, serving, in average, 33,000 customers a day. Just to give you an idea, when I started, I was serving 7,500 customers, and it was a good day. So 33,000 customers around our 130 store in Canada. So, and I know that for those here that have business and that the business is on good track and it goes well and you don't need any more ingredient, you will find, wouldn't you be interested in a recipe of becoming an expert in serving amazing crepe to your loved one for breakfast? So, you know, I say that because with the time, I found out that my recipe for success is very much comparable to the recipe for the crepe that we have in our store. Because only a few months after I opened the first little Kora and I realized that the most busy part of the day was breakfast, I decided suddenly not to serve what everybody was serving, bacon and eggs, ham and eggs, and Aunt Jemima pancake, and that's it. I decided, what about I do people the real good crepe that my mother was doing in Gaspé Coast, because my mother wouldn't buy anything ready at the store, and it was so delicious. So the day I decided to do that in our store, I think that was the day success started, because I decided to do different, not to settle for doing the same thing that everybody was doing. So this is the recipe I give you today. And don't bother taking notes for the one that are interested in doing pancake crepe tomorrow. I've got the recipe here, so you could come and take it after. Okay, first ingredient, in a big bowl, and you understand that the bowl is your business, your idea of a business, your context. You gotta break a few eggs. Okay? You gotta break a few eggs. And eggs, of course, represent for me creativity, originality. In the business you will want to start, or you already have, you gotta break a few eggs. You gotta have creativity, innovation. You know, that's the first ingredient. You gotta do something a little different than the others, a different twist. I did not invent any new food. I just invent different way to put the food and create new plate. So then, second ingredient, in the bowl, you will pour some milk. And milk is not beige, milk is not a cream color, milk is white. And of course, milk represents at Kora the focus. And I mean rigorous focus on your creative idea. And this is what we did. You know how many people, and especially as we went good and we are popular and so many people, they ask me, Kora, why don't you do supper? It works so much, your store. Why don't you do takeout? Why don't you do catering? Why don't you do stand in buildings? And we focus on a fork and knife breakfast that you take in a nice, warm family atmosphere. So focusing has been, for me, it's nearly my main ingredient. Think about the milk with the focus and creativity, you mix. And then you gotta put the third ingredient. And the third ingredient, nobody thinks about it when it starts. Actually, when you eat a nice pastry, do you think about the flour, really? No. When you think a baba au rhum or a croissant, nobody thinks about the flour. The flour, you know what it means? It's work, and work, and work again. And work like your life depends on it. Flour is, nobody likes it so much, you know, but it's so important. And for those who think, I remember one day I was giving this speech and one lady stand up and she says, you know what, I worked 25 years at Hydro-Québec and I just launched my new business and it's certainly not to be a slave of work. Okay, madam, we'll talk in 2-3 years from now on. Work is so important. And then the fourth ingredient is salt. So you remember, you break your eggs, you put milk, you put flour, and you put a little dash of salt. And you know, if you eat too much salt, what happens? High pressure, no good for your health at all. What you think is salt? Salt represents a little dash of doubt. You know this little doubt that you think that you're not perfectly okay, that you need that there's always a new method, a new way to do stuff, maybe a better product on the market. Doubt, a little dash that keeps you searching to get better. If I would want to take good to great, you're good. But the little doubt makes you want to become great, believing that you could perform better, you could find better. But take care, not too much doubt, because a lot of doubt can bring paralyze your company. Now, the fifth ingredient, I'm wearing it. And I think that this is the most important, not because I'm in it, but because the fifth ingredient is passion, devotion. It's like a religion to your brand. You know, from my very beginning, I always told my franchisee, you know something, you've got great food, you've got great model, you bought the best franchise, but never forget that you are the Kora of the place. You are Kora. You are the first bite of the breakfast. I never stop one day to be the first bite of the breakfast. I strongly believe that I am as good as the last breakfast somebody took in one of our stores across Canada. We have to be the brand. We have to feel that if one store is no good, something in myself is shutting down. It's very, very, very important. Identification. One day I gave a speech in a company, an insurance company, and I didn't want to go there, but anyhow, I arrived there and I asked the guy next to me, do you have the pin of the company? And he says, yeah. Well, nobody was wearing the pin, you know? Be on the poster, be on your business card. Don't hesitate to associate yourself. Get married with your brand. Be your brand. So, 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 so much important. Now, it's a little complicated to don't know how many minutes we made now. I think I'm going to make not enough. I'm not going to use my minute, but I could give them to the next one. I don't know if you remark that I did not give you any measurement. I did not tell you 2 cups of milk. I did not tell you 1 egg, not 2. I did not tell you 5 cups or 2 or 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon. Why you think? Because this is my conclusion, which I reached already. You are the measuring cup. You are the one that says, I want in my day to have 5 cups of enthusiasm today and a little drop of pessimism, and not if I can avoid it. You are the one that decide. All the ingredients are there, you know, and the recipe could be different, but you are the one that decide of each thing. It could be perseverance, it could be discipline, it could be hope, it could be trust, it could be any one of them. Write them in a column tonight at home and put the measurement, decide how much you're going to use every day. And this is actually what makes you have your own twist and create your own recipe. Because basically, we're all the same cooks down here. I'm actually, and I like to say it, and I ask a lady the translation. In French, it's even more poetic, passoire. You know that thing when you boil pasta and you put the pasta when they're cooked and the water goes and the pasta stays in. I always feel that I am the passoire, the strainer for divine inspiration. So when people say, oh, Kora, you're so smart, I always tell them, no, I'm just a passoire. I'm just a strainer for the good inspiration I get from my divine connection. So I am a strainer, and I'm also a measuring cup. And I invite you to take the responsibility of being the measuring cup of your life. So if your soup, you know when you are the measuring cup, when the soup is too salty, you look in the mirror and you say, you put too much salt. And when the profits are too low, you don't call the government and scream because they take too much taxes. When we are the measuring cup, we are on our own. That's it. Don't tell me I finished my time.
No, not yet.
You panicked me so much that I dry up my words and it took so little time.